Love is often described as grand, dazzling, and full of sweeping gestures, but the truth is far more subtle. The real proof of how deeply someone cares rarely comes in fireworks. It comes in the quiet, consistent choices they make every day. When a man truly holds you in his heart, he doesn't just say it with words. He proves it with actions that may seem small to the world, but carry immense weight for you. These are the moments that reveal his character, his devotion, and his willingness to invest in something deeper than fleeting romance. Think about it. Anyone can speak beautifully about love, but not everyone can live it. Words are easy. They can be spoken without thought, repeated without meaning. Actions, however, require effort, intention, and sacrifice. They are harder to fake, harder to maintain without sincerity. That is why the quiet gestures a man makes, the ones no one else may even notice, speak the loudest. When he remembers details you casually mentioned weeks ago, when he rearranges his day just to check on you, or when he chooses your peace of mind over his own convenience, he is telling you where his heart truly lies. Love is not found in dramatic declarations, but in presence. It shows itself in the way he listens when you're silent, how he notices when your mood shifts, how he gives without keeping score. These things might never make it into romantic movies or fairy tale endings, but in real life, they are the foundation of lasting relationships. The strongest bonds are not built overnight. They are shaped by these steady, deliberate acts of care that say, you matter, you are seen, and I choose you every single day. This is where the depth of a man's heart becomes clear, not when he buys the biggest gift or makes the loudest promise, but when he chooses to stay present even when life is demanding, when he protects your name even when you're not around, when he shares parts of himself he has never revealed to anyone else. These are not just gestures of affection. They are signs of trust, respect, and loyalty. They are proof that love, in its purest form, is not about self. It is about partnership. And so, if you have ever wondered whether you are truly in his heart, look not at what he says, but at what he does when no one is looking. Love leaves footprints in the everyday, and the man who truly cares will leave you with a trail of little moments that together paint a much bigger picture. What follows are 10 unexpected but undeniable ways he proves you are in his heart. 10 signs that remind you love is not just felt, but shown. He remembers small details you thought he forgot. He remembers small details you thought he forgot. At first, it may seem like nothing more than a passing moment, but when a man truly holds you in his heart, these small details become treasures he collects quietly. Maybe you once mentioned the way you take your coffee, not thinking much of it, and weeks later he places it in your hands exactly how you like it. Perhaps you casually spoke about a childhood memory or a favorite song, and somehow he brings it back up in conversation, reminding you that he was listening with intention, not just with ears. This is his way of showing you that your words matter, that you matter, and that nothing you share is too small to keep safe in his memory. These little gestures are not about grand romance or dramatic speeches. They are about presence. They prove that he sees you fully, even in moments where you think you are invisible. Every time he recalls a detail you thought was forgotten, it is his way of saying you are unforgettable to him. You become woven into the rhythm of his life, your favorite color, the book you once said you wanted to read, the story you shared about your first job, all stored carefully in his mind because your existence has weight in his world. It is in these moments that you realize affection is not measured in flowers or jewelry but in attention. He proves his love by the way he shows up in the smallest ways, because he knows love is often hidden in the quiet details. Remembering those things others might overlook becomes his love language, a constant reminder that you are not just a passing thought but someone who has carved a place in his heart. And so, every remembered detail becomes proof that you are not alone, that you are cherished, and that someone is silently holding your story close as if it is the most valuable thing he owns. He goes out of his way to make your life easier. He goes out of his way to make your life easier. At first you might dismiss it as simple kindness, but when a man truly carries you in his heart, it shows in the ways he quietly lightens your load. He notices the weight you carry, both seen and unseen, and without being asked, he steps in. to make the path smoother. Maybe it's running an errand you didn't have time for, fixing something in the house before you even mention it, or staying up late just to help you finish something important. These are not grand gestures for applause. They are quiet sacrifices rooted in love. When someone truly cares, they cannot stand to watch you struggle without wanting to ease the burden. He may rearrange his schedule, give up his comfort, or even risk inconvenience because seeing you breathe easier brings him more joy than anything he could do for himself. This is how you know his affection is genuine. His actions are not about what he gains, but about what you feel. In every small way he helps, he is silently telling you that your happiness and peace matter deeply to him. It is in these moments that his devotion becomes clear. He does not wait for thanks or recognition because his satisfaction comes from knowing you are less stressed, less tired, less overwhelmed. True love often reveals itself not in dramatic words, but in consistent acts of care, those invisible threads that quietly hold your life together. And when a man goes out of his way to make things easier for you, he is not just being helpful. He is showing that your well-being is his priority, that your comfort is his concern, and that loving you means sharing your burdens as if they were his own. He shares things with you he tells no one else. He shares things with you he tells no one else. That is one of the most intimate and unexpected ways he proves you are in his heart. When a man lets down the walls he has carefully built for the world, it is a quiet act of courage. Most people carry secrets, fears, and dreams locked deep inside, hidden even from close friends or family. But when he chooses you as the safe place for those hidden pieces, it means he trusts you more than anyone else. He is letting you see the raw, unpolished version of himself, the version that doesn't have to be strong, funny, or perfect. He may tell you about past mistakes, regrets that still weigh on him, or fears he never admitted aloud. He may confess dreams he is almost embarrassed to have because they feel too fragile to share with the world. He might even reveal insecurities you never imagined he carried, those quiet doubts that sit behind his smile. Each time he does this, he is giving you proof that you are not just someone he loves, but someone he leans on, someone he believes will not turn his vulnerability into a weapon. This act of sharing is not about the content of the secrets alone. It is about what it represents. It shows that he no longer feels the need to hide with you. With you, he is not a performer or a role player. He is simply himself. In those late-night conversations, in those whispered truths spoken with hesitation, he is building a bridge that only you and he can walk across. Love is not just about passion and attraction. It is about trust, intimacy, and honesty. By choosing you to hold the pieces of himself that no one else has seen, he is saying you matter in a way others don't. You become the keeper of his truths, the witness to his unguarded self. And that is one of the most powerful signs that you are not just in his life. You are in his heart, deeper than anyone else could ever be. He includes you in his future plans without hesitation. He includes you in his future plans without hesitation. That's not something people do lightly. It's one of the clearest, most heartfelt ways a man proves you've taken root in his life. When he speaks about tomorrow, next year, or even a distant dream, and you find yourself woven naturally into the picture, it means you're not just part of his present. You're a permanent thread in the fabric of his future. This is how love often speaks. Not in promises written on paper, but in the casual, everyday ways he imagines life with you beside him. Maybe he talks about a trip he wants to take and instinctively says we instead of I. Perhaps he discusses where he'd like to live someday, what kind of home he envisions, and it already has space for you in it. It might be something as small as planning next weekend or as big as picturing a family, but the heart of it is the same. He doesn't separate his path from yours. There is no pause, no hesitation, no questioning whether you'll be there. For him, your presence in his future feels as natural as breathing. This reveals not only his love, but also his certainty. He's not testing the waters anymore. He's building something in his mind where you are the foundation. Including you in his plans shows he is not afraid to commit emotionally, that he sees stability in having you close, and that he is not keeping his options open. It is a quiet declaration that he wants permanence, not just passing moments. Love grows stronger when it shifts from me to us. And when a man starts to envision every season of his life with you, it is proof that his heart has already chosen. He's not just dreaming about a future, he's dreaming about your future together. And in those moments, whether it's over coffee, on a long drive, or whispered before sleep, he's telling you without words, I don't want a tomorrow that doesn't have you in it. He notices changes in your mood without you saying a word. He notices changes in your mood without you saying a word. That is something not everyone is capable of, because it requires both attention and genuine care. When a man truly keeps you in his heart, he studies you in ways you don't even realize. He learns the rhythm of your voice, the sparkle in your eyes, the way your smile lingers when you're genuinely happy, and the subtle shift when something is off. You don't need to explain yourself because he feels it before you've even found the words. Maybe you walk into a room and you're quieter than usual, and he immediately asks if something is bothering you. Perhaps you laugh, but he catches that it doesn't reach your eyes, and he gently stays close without pressing too hard. Sometimes it's as small as him noticing that your favorite food doesn't excite you today, or that you're staring out the window longer than normal. These small observations are proof that he's tuned into you, that your emotional world matters deeply to him. This kind of awareness doesn't come from chance, it comes from love. It means he isn't just hearing you, he's truly listening. Even when you're silent, he wants to understand the layers of your feelings, not because he's nosy, but because your happiness is tied to his own. It's not about fixing every problem instantly. Sometimes it's just about being there, quietly sitting beside you so you don't feel alone in whatever you're carrying. Love shows itself most powerfully in empathy, and when he notices the unspoken shifts in your mood, it's his way of saying, I see you, I know you. You don't have to pretend with me. That silent recognition is one of the deepest forms of intimacy, because it proves he doesn't just love the surface of you, he loves the hidden parts, the moments you try to mask, and the emotions you think no one notices. And that kind of love is rare, precious, and unforgettable. He values your opinion before making big decisions. He values your opinion before making big decisions. That is not just courtesy, it's a reflection of the place you hold in his heart. When a man truly cares for you, he does not see you as someone standing on the sidelines of his life. He sees you as part of his core, his partner in thought, and his compass when the road ahead feels uncertain. The choices he makes, whether they are about his career, family, money, or even something as simple as where to go next, are no longer just about him. They're about both of you. That's why your voice matters to him as much as his own. Maybe he asks what you think before accepting a new job offer, weighing your perspective because he knows the decision affects not only his future but yours too. Perhaps he's considering moving, starting a project, or investing in something important, and the first thing he does is sit down with you to hear your thoughts. Even in smaller things, like planning a trip, setting a budget, or handling conflicts, he doesn't just move ahead on his own. He pauses, checks with you, and listens carefully because he trusts your judgment and believes in your wisdom. This is more than seeking advice. It's about respect. By valuing your opinion, he is telling you that your perspective matters, that your insights have weight, and that he wants to shape his path with you by his side. It means he doesn't see decisions as his alone, but as ours, a sign of unity that goes deeper than words. Love is not only about affection, it is also about partnership. When he consistently turns to you before taking steps that impact his life, he is showing that you are already woven into his vision of tomorrow. He's not afraid of compromise, because he knows compromise with the right person doesn't mean losing, it means building. And each time he asks what you think, he's saying without speaking, your voice matters to me, your heart guides mine. I don't want to walk forward without knowing you're walking with me, Sen. He sacrifices his comfort just to see you happy. He sacrifices his comfort just to see you happy. That is one of the most powerful and quiet signs that you hold a permanent place in his heart. Love at its core is not only about sweet words or big promises. It is about the choices someone makes when no one else is watching. When a man truly cares, He is willing to put aside his own convenience, his own routines, and even his own desires if it means you will smile a little wider, breathe a little easier, or feel just a little lighter in your day. Maybe it's as small as giving you his jacket when the night turns colder, even though he's shivering. Perhaps it's him staying up late to make sure you get home safely, even when he has an early morning ahead. Sometimes it's him driving across town just to pick you up so you don't have to face a difficult situation alone, or giving up his weekend plans because he knows you need his presence more than he needs his rest. Each of these moments carries the same message. Your happiness matters more to me than my own comfort. What makes this sacrifice so meaningful is that it's not about grand gestures designed for attention. It's about the quiet choices he makes again and again without expecting recognition. He doesn't keep score, doesn't demand thanks, because for him, love is about seeing you at peace. The thought of your laughter, your relief, your joy is enough reward for him to push aside his own ease. This is the difference between shallow affection and deep devotion. Anyone can love when it's easy, but true love reveals itself when it costs something. When he chooses your well-being over his own convenience, it proves that his connection to you is not temporary. It's rooted in something selfless and enduring. In the end, sacrifice is love's purest language. And when a man consistently gives up pieces of his comfort just so you can feel safe, seen, and cherished, he is telling you in the most unspoken way possible, your happiness is mine, and as long as I have the choice, I'll always choose you. He defends you even when you're not around. He defends you even when you're not around. That is one of the most telling signs that you don't just live in his thoughts, you live in his heart. Anyone can be kind when you're present, but the way someone speaks about you in your absence reveals how deeply they respect and love you. When a man is truly devoted, he does not allow your name to be dragged, mocked, or questioned without standing up for you. Even if you never hear about it, he protects your dignity in conversations where you cannot speak for yourself. Maybe someone makes a careless joke at your expense, and he shuts it down instantly, refusing to let laughter be built on your name. Perhaps friends or even family criticize you unfairly, and he calmly but firmly reminds them of your worth. Sometimes it's not dramatic. It could be as simple as him choosing to walk away from gossip rather than let your reputation be stained in his presence. In every case, the message is the same. Your honor matters to me, even when you're not here to guard it yourself. This kind of loyalty is rare. It shows that his love is not based on appearances or convenience. He's not only kind when you're watching, he's consistent when you're not. He cares about how the world perceives you, and he wants to be the shield that keeps negativity from reaching you. It's an act of silent devotion, proof that he is not just a partner in the good moments, but a protector in the vulnerable ones. What makes this so powerful is that you may never know how many times he's done it. He doesn't announce it, doesn't brag about defending you, because it's not about seeking credit. It's about making sure your name carries the respect you deserve. That quiet strength is one of the clearest signs of real love. When your back is turned, he still has it. True love isn't measured by what he says when you're standing beside him. It's measured by what he says when you're not in the room. And when he chooses to defend you even in silence, it means his heart has already chosen you, and nothing will shake that loyalty. He surprises you with little acts of kindness. He surprises you with little acts of kindness. Love is often found not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet, unexpected moments that leave you smiling without warning. When a man truly holds you in his heart, he finds joy in making your days brighter through the smallest, most thoughtful actions. These are not things he does because he feels obligated or because someone told him to. They come naturally because making you happy brings him happiness too. Maybe he leaves you a sweet note tucked into your bag before work, a few simple words that stay with you all day. Perhaps he brings you your favorite snack without being asked, just because he remembered you once said it makes a tough day easier. Sometimes it's him taking care of a chore you dislike so you won't have to, or quietly fixing something that was bothering you before you even noticed. These surprises aren't about their size, they're about the thought behind them. Each one whispers, "I see you, I think of you, you matter to me." What makes these little acts of kindness so powerful is that they are rooted in attention. He's paying close enough attention to know what makes you smile, what eases your stress, what brings comfort to your spirit. That kind of care doesn't come from obligation. It comes from love. It's proof that you are always somewhere in his thoughts, even in the ordinary parts of the day. These small surprises also carry another message. He doesn't take you for granted. He doesn't wait for big occasions to show affection. Instead, he chooses the everyday moments to remind you that you are cherished. He's not trying to impress you with extravagance, but to ground you in the quiet certainty that his love is steady and present. In the end, the little things often mean the most. A cup of coffee made just right, a text in the middle of the day, a gesture that says, "I remembered." These are the ways love speaks without needing words. And when he surprises you with those small acts of kindness, he's really telling you, "Your happiness is always on my mind, and loving you is my favorite habit." He makes time for you no matter how busy he is. He makes time for you no matter how busy he is. That is one of the clearest and most meaningful ways a man proves you are in his heart. Time is the most precious gift anyone can offer, because once given, it cannot be taken back. When a man truly values you, he doesn't just fit you into his schedule when it's convenient. He shapes his schedule to make sure you are included. No matter how full his days are, he finds a way to carve out moments for you, because being with you isn't an option for him, it's a priority. Maybe he's swamped with work, deadlines pressing on him, yet he still sends a call, a text, or a voice note just to let you know you're on his mind. Perhaps he rearranges meetings or pushes back his personal plans to have dinner with you, even if only for an hour. Sometimes it's as simple as staying up late so you can talk about your day, or waking up earlier than usual to share breakfast before you both rush out. These small but intentional choices show that you are not just another part of his life, you are the part he doesn't want to miss. What makes this so powerful is that he doesn't treat your time together as a chore. He treats it as a joy. Even in his busiest hours, he looks forward to being with you, because you are his calm, his recharge, his reason to keep pushing through the chaos. His actions say what words cannot. You matter enough for me to pause my world. It's easy for someone to make excuses about being too busy, but when a man loves you, he doesn't hide behind excuses. He makes the effort because he knows that presence matters more than promises. He understands that relationships are built not on occasional grand gestures, but on consistent moments of showing up, again and again, no matter what. When he chooses you over convenience, he's telling you without hesitation that you are a central part of his life, not an afterthought. And in those moments when he shows up despite the busyness, he proves the depth of his heart. No matter how demanding the world is, there will always be time for you. True. He makes time for you no matter how busy he is. He makes time for you no matter how busy he is. That alone speaks volumes about how deeply you live in his heart. Life is always filled with responsibilities, work deadlines, family obligations, endless tasks that drain energy and consume hours. But when a man truly loves you, he will never allow those demands to be an excuse for neglecting you. Instead, he will find ways, both big and small, to carve out moments that belong only to the two of you. Maybe he is juggling meetings all day, yet he still takes a few minutes to call just to hear your voice. Perhaps he has an exhausting week ahead, but he makes sure to schedule dinner with you, even if it means sacrificing his rest. Sometimes it's as simple as showing up at your door with your favorite drink after a long day, just to remind you that you are not alone. These moments prove that you are not an afterthought, not a convenient option. Rather, you are a priority that sits above the noise of his busy life. This kind of consistency is powerful because it shows his love is steady. Anyone can be present when it's easy, when time is abundant, but only someone who truly cares will fight against the clock to make sure you feel seen and cherished. It isn't about the amount of time he spends with you. It's about the intention behind it. Even a short moment, when offered with love, becomes a reminder that you matter more to him than the endless demands pulling at his attention. By making time for you, he is also showing that he understands what love requires: effort. Relationships do not thrive on words alone. They thrive on presence. His willingness to pause his world for you tells you that your connection is not a passing feeling. It's something he values, something he protects, something he wants to nurture. And so, every time he chooses you over convenience, every time he gives you a piece of his limited time, he is sending the same silent message. No matter how full my life gets, you will always have space in it.